The Blues Fan Forum podcast is presented by Interstate 70 Sports Media Group. I-70 strives to bring you the best sports coverage in the tri-state area. Find them on Facebook or at interstate70sports.media.
This is Jordan Bennington, and you're listening to the Blues Fan Forum podcast.
On the ice, under St. Louis city lights, where the Blues play with all their might. Jordan Cairo, fast on the attack, but defense falters, gotta cut him some slack. In rubber tongues, we find our glory. His skills shine, the team's best story. St. Louis Blues, we wear the crest. In Jordan Bennington, we put our trust to the test. On the ice, we fight.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 156 of the Blues Fan Forum podcast, your source for Blues news, views, and fan interviews, powered by Scooters Coffee. Blues fans can score amazing drinks like the signature Caramelicious, served hot, iced, or blended, with world-class espresso, fruit smoothies, Scoot energy infusions, and so much more. That is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters Coffee. It is episode 156. The Blues were hot for most of the week. We ended yesterday on a rough one. Back for this week is Dakota. Dakota, how are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that we are kind of talking about the Blues getting on a heater. I always try to talk it into existence. It never happens. But hey, we're hopefully going to dive into that little 3-win heater we went on. So let's go. Drink up, fellas, and let's talk some Blues hockey.
All right. And special guest this week, a little last-minute addition as we had a little scheduling snafu, is Brother Luke. Welcome, Brother Luke.
Glad to be here again.
That's it?
Yep.
All right. We do have Sam listening. As always, appreciate you, Sam. And then we do have to be mad at Kelsey because Kelsey predicted our last 2 wins as being correct, but she also predicted us to lose last night. So we can't blame Hofer and that goal that went in. We can't blame Adam Gaudette for scoring on us. We can 100% just blame Kelsey because she predicted it. So we'll get into the San Jose game as well as all the other games we can't blame coming up. Luke pulled me up on Facebook. Did you share it, Luke?
Nope.
All right. A couple housekeeping items. The main one is remember to join us April 11th at Hat Trick's Irish Pub and Grill in O'Fallon, Missouri. We will be there at 4 o'clock for the 4 o'clock puck drop for Blues versus Blackhawks. So I am advertising it as my potential last Blues Fan Forum watch party, at least for probably a couple years, I would imagine. Dakota's thinking he might run his own, so we'll see how that goes for next year. Maybe I'll make a surprise comeback if it's a break of some point. But yeah, April 11th, Blues against Blackhawks. Puck drop is at 4 o'clock. Again, that is Hat Tricks in O'Fallon, Missouri. So come hang out. We'll have tons of giveaway. Their food is amazing. Their beer is cold, and we'll be there. It's a Saturday night. Saturday early evening. So if you want to stay out all night, you can. If you don't, stay for the Blues game and leave at like 7. It's still an early night for you. There's no reason not to come. So come hang out with us there. We'll have tons of giveaways, Imprint Labs, Hughes Custom Design, scooters, as well as just normally I give away Blues tickets, but we're a little late in the season for that. So it'll probably mostly just be Blues jersey or Blues merchandise to give away from that. And I think I even mentioned last episode about a Marty Brodeur jersey that St. Louis Blues
legend.
Right. So that will be coming. I love that Kelsey says perfect timing for adults with bedtimes. So yes, 4 o'clock game on a Saturday, Blues versus Blackhawks is actually perfection. Yes. All right. So let's dive into it. Blues have been fun to watch. It's what is it? Luke will tell me if I'm right or not. 11, 3, and 2. Is that correct? In our last, what would that be? 16 games?
16
11,
games.
11, 3, and 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Believe that is correct. So we're on a heater. The last game, as far as when the podcast came out, would be Tuesday, March 20. What I'm trying to read my handwriting. 24th. Blues played at home against the Washington Capitals. We shut them out 3-0. Hofer had his 6th shutout of the season, which I know at the time I think put him one behind Ilya Sorokin for the shutout lead. Luke, anything from this game at all for the Washington game?
No, that was too long ago. I don't remember.
It was a really long time ago. That was the game that Robert Thomas did leave with an injury after getting WWE SmackDown
Oh yeah.
by was it by Pierre-Luc Dubois?
Yep.
Who did it? Yeah.
Yes.
So that happened. They spent the whole broadcast pretty much talking about Alexander Ovechkin and how people went to the game in St. Louis just to watch him, which I'm sure there actually were people. They also spent the time. I didn't even realize this. Not that game, but a game afterwards, Alexander Ovechkin was on the ice for his first defensive zone faceoff of the year. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, it took 77 games to get there. I was like, that's impressive.
Oh, nuts! I mean, how sheltered is that? Like he never. I'm assuming that he never has been on the ice for an icing. Then.
I mean, I think he's just kind of cashing it in. He has his own office, just like Gretzky did behind the net. You know, Ovi's office is right there on the left dot. So you really don't need him to be out there for a defensive zone faceoff. So it's like, just put him out there when he needs to be there.
All right. I got to pull this up. We might be fighting Sam here. Sam says, "Boo! Washington should have won that game." Sam, I'm gonna need you to clarify before we fight. Because we might fight.
Reason?
They scored 0 goals that game. So,
yeah, I hope. I mean, hey, what happens if Sam Benton never comes back to, play for play the Thunderbirds? What would happen then? Now we're on the same page,
right? We'll see.
This computer's gonna die.
We'll see. Do you need to go grab a charger?
I don't know. I thought this was charging it. Ow.
I want to touch on that game real quick before Luke spontaneously combusts. Did you watch that whole game, Jacob, by chance? Or like catch pieces of it or whatever?
I kind of like Luke said, it was a week ago. I don't really remember. I remember watching part of it for sure. I just don't remember how much of it I watched.
So I want to touch on the fact that the Blues had less block shots than they did, but at one point in the game, I believe they had 6 shots for, and I believe this is in the second period. They went on like a 5 to 6 minute run of not having a single shot. They were missing everything wide. The Capitals, I easily could have come back in that game, but they just couldn't connect on anything. Then you fast forward to the next game, and it's the complete opposite as far as block shots. But I think the defensive core, and Montgomery talks about it all the time, but we're finally seeing it, is they're not allowing pucks to get through whoever's in net, whether it be Benner or Hofer. And that's something that I feel like a lot of the team wasn't doing. I would say there's a few players, but there was a lot of the team that weren't doing it pre-Olympic break. They've come back and played a different style of hockey. And we saw it in this Washington game. Vitale, I know he likes to run his mouth, but he was like, we haven't said Ovechkin's name that much. And you really didn't, because we weren't allowing they weren't getting shot opportunities. So I thought that was really fun. I think the Blues have played a really nice, cohesive style of hockey. So I'd like to see it continue, barring what happens. I still think they've made a pretty good run post Olympic break.
Do you think that part of the shots going wide too is from the goalie play of mostly Hofer, but Binnington as well recently, and the fact that these shooters now know that in order to beat the goalies, they have to be perfect, and it's got to be a great shot. So they're gripping the stick a little bit more and trying to hit that perfect, top cheese or hit that between the blocker and between the pads and just trying to be more perfect. And that's what's causing them to shoot wide.
I don't know. I've never played an NHL game in my life, but I think it's more of a guided shot with the guys we got in net. I mean, they're both tall, lengthy guys, but I think Joel Hofer's confidence has been something that I've really liked watching the last, 20 games. It's like he just looks like a NHL starter. Like he comes in net, like, I know San Jose's game last night was, wasn't his best, but I also don't think a lot of that was his fault. He got some bad breaks. There were some bad bounces. He's pretty locked in net. I mean, he's had the best save percentage coming out of the break. Hell, how many backups in the NHL have 6 shutouts? Like, that's just unheard of.
Yeah, Luke is true. A backup. I think at this point, Bennington's the backup.
100%.
Yeah. So, all right, game after that was Thursday the 26th. Blues played at home against San Jose. This one ended up being a 2-1 overtime win in which Dylan Holloway scored, right on the goal line with 3 seconds left. Nice little forehand, backhand, top cheese. Luke, thoughts on this one?
Oh yeah, no, I think I just watched like the end of the third period.
That's all that needed. That was the most important
Then I
part.
watched Holloway's goal. Terrible back check. I think Celebrating was on the ice for at least 3 minutes and 50 seconds during that overtime. It's on the ice for like the whole overtime.
So he was.
And that's why they couldn't back check. Yeah, hey, good win. Should have done that yesterday.
Good win. Yeah, that would have been nice. Saturday, then, the 28th, Blues played at home against Toronto, the Austin Matthews-less Toronto. And we dominated 5-1. It was our 4th straight win. Holloway ended up with a goal and an assist in that game after scoring the OT winner the 2 nights before. I'm assuming we weren't very scared of Toronto.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, can we talk about the shots first and foremost?
In that game?
38-13. 38-13. At one point, we had 24 shots to their 6. And, I mean, that just goes to show you the defense that the Blues have put up over the last 16 games, right? We're 11-3-2 over the last 16. I'm not saying that the Blues had a lot of – we were taking on a lot of shots, but I don't think we were lessening it to less than 15. So this was one of those games. Sure, you're minus Austin Matthews, but you still have Matthew Nyes, William Nylander. Like, you still have those top guys. You should be scared of. 13 shots for them. Holy shit! We must have been doing something right on the defensive side. That's all I'm saying. Like, the Blues have played really, really good defensively. Now I feel like that was a total package game. 5-1 against a threat in Toronto, minus Austin Matthews. You're missing a lot there, but that's a good victory. That's a good team victory. Jimmy Snuggerud on the score sheet, Justin Hall on the score sheet, Holloway, Broberg, and Pew Sutter. Like, that's a really good game.
All right,
Didn't follow it up, unfortunately.
Yeah, because the next game was the last night, late 9 p.m. start in San Jose. Blues lose 4-5 after Adam Gaudette, former St. Louis Blue, more former Springfield Thunderbird. I think he only played 2 games with the Blues. Scores with 30 seconds left. Not only 30 seconds left, but to start that sequence, the Blues had an offensive zone faceoff. We lose the faceoff, and then somehow that leads to a 2-on-1, and Hofer lets in a squeaker. Before we get into that, Luke, I want you to tackle this question from Maria on Facebook. She says, if they would have played Benner, the Blues would have won last night.
I'm a Benner fan, but I don't know. Tough game. I mean, their goals was 2 goals off Mayu, I think, was their first 2 goals. off his skate or his stick, and then off his thigh. Then their third goal was Mayu in Cairo just not even looking at the puck. They're both just like in awe of Macklin Celebrini. And then he somehow scored that shot. I can't. What was the fourth goal? I don't even remember.
I was asleep.
But no, right. I mean, that game wasn't Hofer. I mean, the last goal is all you can blame on Hofer. In my eyes.
How about the fact that Celebrini gets 2 goals and an assist in the first period, and that second goal for him turned out to be his 100th point of the season?
Yep, sure was. That was off Mayu.
Oh, should be Mayu's 100th point of the season then.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like the fight in the Blues, though. Like, honestly, like, last night game was a stinger, considering all the ground we've tried to make up. I mean, yeah, last night you're playing a team that you're chasing, but the team didn't lose fight, and that's something that I really applaud them for. Like, there was a couple times where we felt like the game was getting out of reach, especially in that second period, but they hung on. They kind of basically forced San Jose's hand. I just kind of felt like we were getting outworked. But it was good to kind of see the boys come back. That last one, that squeak by Benner, or that squeak by Hofer, that's diabolical. That game shouldn't have ended that way. That game should have gone to OT, and that should have been decided on 3-on-3. But we just got to face LA and beat the shit out of them. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, that one kind of hurts, because if you beat San Jose last night and then you beat LA tomorrow, the Blues would, for a short amount of time, hold the number 2 wildcard spot. Other teams would then play on Thursday, and assuming some of them win, then we would not be in that wild card spot anymore. But had a chance at securing it, or at least having that kind of small glimpse at a wild card spot. And now you can still beat LA, and we can still get closer. That's still there, so that's an option. As far as where the Blues sit right now, currently, in a weird way, we are still within playoff reach, but also, if the season ended today, we would have the 5th overall pick lottery, or pick in the lottery. So it's kind of almost a win if you win and a win if you lose at this point, because we're kind of locked into somewhere in a pick between 3 and I would say maybe 6.
7,
maybe 6 or 7.
Probably 8.
Or making the playoffs. Like, that's
what a time to be bad in the NHL.
What
a time to be mediocre in the NHL.
That's actually, because the East is just better than every single team in the East is just better than every other non-playoff team in the West. So it kind of,
I mean, yeah, Florida has 73 points right now, and they're second to last, and the Blues have 73, and they're fighting for a playoff spot.
And we're fighting for a playoff spot. Did you hear the Florida Panthers news that either came out today or yesterday?
Yeah, they took like 6. I know they took Marchand, Bennett, Mikula,
Reinhart, Barkov, Kachuk, shutting them all down. They're done for the season. Marchand, like half of their team is not playing for the rest of the season. I mean, if that's not the definition of tanking, then I don't know what is. They also traded their first round pick for this year to Chicago in the Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight went to Chicago and they got Seth Jones. But it's top 10 protected. So as long as they stay in within the top 10, which I think right now they are tied with us right now.
Oh, they'll be in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, they'll be in the top 10. So they'll get their pick, and then their pick next year will go to Chicago.
That's hilarious.
And once you just said that, I was like, damn, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, so Chicago won't get it. Chicago will get their pick next year when everyone's healthy and they win the Stanley Cup again. Except they have. Could you imagine if Florida wins the NHL lottery and you add Gavin McKenna to a team like that?
That's so sick.
That would be annoying.
But it kind of begs the question, is like, how good is Florida? Or how good are they without Barkov? And clearly they're not. Like, Barkov is like just a unit in of itself. But there's no way that he's the engine that keeps that team rolling.
Well, they've missed so many people this year. Barkov missed 90% of the season. Kachuk missed like 80% of the season.
Yeah, Barkov missed the entire season. So
Oh, I thought he got in for a couple games, but maybe not. Maybe it was just Kachuk.
Yeah,
So,
they've
yeah.
been
Oh, that's
hurt
right.
the
Kachuk.
entire
Yeah,
year.
Kachuk was out for half the year. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yep.
Fuck that
So,
guy.
yeah.
Cheers, USA.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
Right. So yeah, right now, like I mentioned, we have still a chance at the wild card. In order to win the wild card, we essentially can only lose one more game. If somehow we don't lose another game, we have a 99% chance of making the playoffs. We got 9 more games. We win 9 straight. We're in.
That can only be Colorado. Like, I can only see us losing against Colorado. That just has to be the loss. And that's the one
Well, they
that's
play 'em
at,
twice.
Oh yeah.
I know, but that's the one at Ball Arena. Like that, like I'm
The one
okay
there.
with the just like sacrificial lambing ourselves, throwing Benner out there and throwing a 6 spot on net. But like, let that be the only loss. Losing to San Jose at home,
I don't know.
or losing to San Jose at their home arena was tough because I can just tell the fans were just so in it. Like they want to fucking be the team that keeps St. Louis out of it, considering what we did to them in 19 and just dog walked them. So
Well, luckily, like the Predators play the Sharks and the Kings twice still in April.
But we need we need all of them to lose.
I know. So
we
maybe
can't,
they'll just
like,
keep splitting.
We don't want them to split either, because then they all get split like one win, and then I don't know. We want them to lose as much as we can. If the Blues lose one game, then we still have a 95% chance of getting in. So, like we said, go 9 for 9. We're good. Lose one, most likely. Kind of Greg brings up, we can only lose one if we play Colorado twice. Roger, the same thing. 2 games against Colorado. That's going to be hard, because as soon as we lose 2 games, our percentage drops from 95 to 59.
Still pretty good.
That's still not bad, but I think once you get to that 59 percentage, then you're really relying on, did Nashville lose the games that they needed? Did San Jose lose the games that they needed? Did LA lose the games that they needed? Kind of thing. It's not in your control anymore. We're relying on other teams to lose. Once you get down to you've lost 3 games, our percentage is only like 11, I think. And at that point, just keep losing and let's see if we can get the 3rd pick instead of the 4th pick.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance. There's a chance. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Luke, I know Dakota is on the let's go 9 for 9 or 8 for 9 and make the playoffs. Luke, where's your thought on this?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. Because the only reason I say that is because we have the Red Wings pick. And from what I hear, it's a pretty good draft. So really the only reason I wanted to tank is get a top 3 pick or top 2 and get McKenna or Stenberg. I don't really know much about the draft after that. So, I mean, getting 2 picks in the top 15, and then they could trade up or do whatever. Might as well go for it.
Right. Yeah, you brought up Detroit, and Roger brings up Detroit as well. Detroit right now is not in a playoff spot. They'll be the first team out. So technically a part of the lottery. I think they would have a 0.1. Actually, I think if you're at the 15th pick, you can only move up 10 spaces. So if they quote unquote win the lottery, they will only move up to 5.
Utah won it.
They cannot move up all the way up to 1.
They were 14th, and then they got the 4th.
So yeah. Yeah, Detroit losing is helpful. Just to be another, like you said, another top 15 pick. The Blues pick being, again, assuming we don't make the playoffs, probably somewhere between 3 and 7 is not bad. That's going to be the highest we have picked in quite some time. Dvorsky being the highest most recently at 10. Yeah, well, it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks, an interesting next 9 games starting with LA tomorrow, which at this point, pretty much every game is a must win except the Colorado games. You got to try to find a way to split with Colorado. if I'm Colorado, I am circling those St. Louis games on our calendars and saying we got to bring our A game to that. Because even if you're Colorado, you probably think that you can beat any team in the NHL, but I'd still be scared of St. Louis and just what either Jordan Binnington can do in the playoffs or what has happened
He always plays them well in the playoffs
to them in the past.
Would have beat him in 22 if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah. So
for another time.
Chandler brings up a question here. Thoughts on Dvorsky's play the last few games? Luke or Dakota, do you want to tackle this?
Go ahead.
I really like Dvorsky's play. I think him and Snuggerud, I'm always going to kind of group them together because I do think they're very like-minded. I think Snuggerud's got a better shot, and I think he shoots more. Dvorsky's more of a, boy, I'm glad he's on my team kind of guy when it comes to defense. He's just always out hustling the next guy or the guy he's chasing. Like, he's just always hounding the puck. And that's something that, like, I don't think you really can teach. I think that just has to be instilled in you from a very young age. And I really like the way he plays. I think he plays with a fuck ton of confidence. And I know that kid's less than 22 years old, but he's just very mature with the puck, very mature for his age. I mean, and being in the NHL, playing against, Alexander Ovechkin, Macklin Celebrini. I mean, we're about to play Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, like just guys like that. And he doesn't get really scared of the moment. He's played really well, and I'm really glad that he is up with the club and getting those big time minutes. It'll be really fun to see what he does next year with a full 82 games and possibly a top 6 spot. So we shall see.
Anything on that one, Luke?
No, not a whole lot. I mean, I think as he progresses and as we keep Robert Thomas on the roster and not trade him this offseason, he'll continue to grow because him and Robert Thomas have the same play style, both two ways, and very good on the faceoff dot. Remember we said that it was like a power play, and Dvorsky was on the dot, and Robert Thomas was on the wing, and then Dvorsky won it. Robert Thomas passed it to Jimmy, and he scored. And I remember we texted, and you were like, craziest part about that was how Devo was on the draw and not Thomas.
Yeah, notice that. Let's do some Dvorsky trivia here. In his last 20 games, how many points do you guys think Dvorsky has?
Not a lot.
Like 6.
4.
Okay, so Dakota said 6. Luke said 4. It's in the middle. 5. He's also a, let's see, +1, even, 2, +1, +2, -1. He's -1 in those 20 games as far as his rating. Now, keep in mind, Thomas was hurt for, I think, only 2 games, but Dvorsky was, taking over first-line duties. I will say, I feel like Buchnevich moving to center has kind of filled the role that Dvorsky was playing. So, I mean, Buchnevich, I think, has been playing kind of fairly well in the middle, especially when Thomas was out. So, good question, Chandler. Thanks for that. I do know that Dvorsky hasn't been as exciting as some of the other young players like Snuggerud and Holloway have been.
Correct.
We got Brad from St. Louis Blues Hockey Memes. He says, who's this guy? His room looks as bare as my dad's office. He's either talking about me because my room is nothing, or he's talking about Luke, whose room is also nothing. So
Got a sign.
Oh, he's got a sign. Where's your flag? You had a flag up. Where'd the flag go?
It was like hanging. It was hanging on one thing.
It's on the ground. Turn your camera and show Brad from St. Louis Blues Hockey Means the Christmas tree.
There's no Christmas tree.
There is a Christmas tree to your right. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, like what are you saying?
Keep going. Where'd that Christmas tree go?
Dude, it's AI. There's literally no Christmas tree.
Dakota, there was a Christmas tree there.
God, you guys are
I fucking
delusional.
saw one 30 minutes ago. Did you just like
Well, I just
are you
went
sitting
all
on
the
the
way around.
tree?
All the way around. Go all the way to the right.
I did.
More. There's no
Hey.
Christmas tree.
I'm old, but not that old.
All right. We got another question here from the group. Greg brings up, he says, would you keep our picks or package them for a top forward or defenseman this offseason? Keep in mind, Blues will have 3 first-round picks. It looks like kind of 1 at the early part of the draft, 1 in the middle of the draft, and 1 at the end of the first round.
I think you should name a player, and we'll. It's kind of hard. I don't like those questions where it's just like, "Oh,
yeah, I
would
mean,
you
at
trade?"
that point,
Well, I think he'll be a free agent. But Alex Tuck has been brought up by Mike before. I think Alex Tuck will be a free agent, but would you do maybe a sign and trade with Buffalo for Mike or for Alex Tuck before he hits free agency?
yes, we need to avenge Tage Thompson. So I'll take that.
Isn't he like? How old is he? I thought he was like
Probably 29, 30.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade our top 15, any of those two, for a.
You saying he's too old?
Yeah, I mean, for trading a top 15 pick in the NHL draft, yeah.
Would you trade Colorado's pick?
I mean, yeah, that's 32nd.
No, they're going to lose in the first round because fuck Stan Kroenke.
I thought playoffs didn't matter. I thought it
What?
was just your standings. They're the first overall team. I figured they got them.
No, it's your whatever round you get taken out in. So if you're out in the first round, then all those teams that get removed from the first round, they will have the worst pick of those that get out of the first round. I believe. I could be wrong.
But also,
it's possible.
Fuck Stan Kroenke.
Yeah, also fuck Stan Kroenke. So that's true. All right. Lots of comments here. I love this. This is great. Oh, Sam, good point. Sam brings up congrats to Theo Lindstein on your first goal. Last night against San Jose, Theo gets his first goal. He had his first point in his first NHL game, I believe, which was actually pretty cool. But yeah, first goal, many more to come, hopefully.
And that was a really good shot too. Most of the guys that get first NHL goals are kind of like, trash goals or dirty goals. That was an absolute shot. Coming off I guess that was a left dot pass from, I believe, Jake Neighbors.
I was also a soft goal.
That's true, but it looked pretty. It looked nice.
I mean, I think he said that in his interview too. He's like, "Yeah, I was just kind of throwing it on net."
That's what you got to do sometimes. I mean, that's why the idiots in the upper bowl yell "shoot it," is because we don't have any skill up there, so we just yell "shoot it" because we know eventually it'll go in. All right. Roger brings up that Mayu has been so impressive lately. Maybe not yesterday because he had a couple goals go in off him. But overall, kind of seeing him, especially when Parayko was out early after the Olympic break, I would say he kind of started playing those top line minutes with Broberg. And now you're seeing him get 22, 23, 24, even 25 minutes a game. Do either of you guys want to touch on Mayu?
Other than the fact that, other than the fact that last night he looked completely lost. I mean, there was multiple 2-on-1s or breakaways where Broberg would go up and then Mayu is just nowhere to be found, chasing back. That 2-on-1 that he let up, kicking it to the middle, should have just dropped back or gotten the blue line and try and keep it. But other than that, he's played very good.
Yeah, I would agree. I think his play's been substantially better than it was in the first, but I think his playing style has grown on me. I do think that he's got a lot more to offer offensively. If you would have asked me, 45, 50 games ago, I would have said, no, he needs to go back to the AHL. But no, I'm glad he's up here. He's figuring out, maturing very well as a defenseman for the Blues. I also love that Luke is getting just roasted.
I was going to pull that one up too. He says, did Luke just move into an empty apartment? Maria, I can give you some insider information. Luke is my youngest brother, and he still lives with our parents. So
It's true.
I love these comments. This is amazing. Let's keep this going. Matt Bailey brings up, and actually Sam might be able to kind of touch on this with us a little bit. Matt says, what are the chances of Springfield seeing Justin Carbonneau in the next couple of weeks? So I know when teams end their NCAA season that they can kind of, as soon as that season ends, they can sign their entry-level contract and begin their season. That's what we saw from Jimmy Snuggerud last year. I'm not 100% sure how that works as far as leaving the Canadian Hockey League. I know we have Sam, who is our Springfield Thunderbirds expert. We might have Mike on watching, or even Roger in Canada. Maybe he's got some insider information on how that move from the Canadian Hockey League. Either, I don't remember, is he in the queue? Is Carbonneau? Actually, I got it pulled up right here. He's in he's in the queue. So I don't know if he can leave after the queue or if he has to wait till next season. Carbonneau, though, I can kind of update you guys here. 60 games played. Holy shit, this is nuts. Guess how 60 games played. Guess how many goals Justin Carbonneau has in the
well, didn't he hit
queue.
50? I think I saw a post where he had 50. He hit 50, and I don't know how long ago that was, so I don't know, 72.
Yeah, so 51 is what he's at. 51, 29 assists for 80 points in 60 games.
Jesus.
So, yeah, he's a plus 31.
Dude's a unit.
Yeah. Yep. So last year he finished 62 games and had 89 points. He had 46 goals and 43 assists. So more goals this year, less assists. A couple games left in the season. So actually, it looks like playoffs has already started for him. So 2 games played in the playoffs, 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points in the playoffs right now.
I don't know. I don't get too excited for players in the queue. I
do think, and we do have Mike on. We do have Roger here. I do think, and Mike, tell me if I'm wrong here. I think the queue is the worst of the Canadian hockey leagues. Like there's the OHL, the QMJHL, or the WHL. And
guess how many points Mario Lemieux put up in the queue?
That was so long ago. Probably like 300 in one season.
282.
282
in 70 games.
Holy shit.
Actually, here's a good one. Or you can keep going. I'll get to it later.
All right. Let's see here. Mike did comment. Good. Mike was listening. He says, I think they can play 11 games. He's the only guy in the queue this year to score 50 goals, which is pretty impressive with the 13th pick. Is that where we drafted him?
Here's this.
I
think Jonathan Drouin was a top 5 pick.
19th pick.
Yeah, Jonathan Drouin, yeah.
Jonathan Drouin, because I watched Bar Down. I don't know if any one of you guys watch Bar Down, but Jonathan Drouin played in the queue, and he put up 128 in a regular season.
That's not. So, all right. I don't know what you said, Luke, but apparently you're being a negative Nancy. So I'm gonna need you to be a lot happier. I don't remember what you said. That was negative Nancy.
All I said is I'm not completely excited. Like everybody's over exaggerating about this guy lighting it up in the queue.
Okay. I would say for Justin Carbonneau, especially the main difference between someone like Jimmy Snuggerud coming out of the NCAA is in the NCAA, at least they're playing guys that are, 21, 22 years old, 23 years old if they redshirted. In the queue or in the Canadian hockey leagues, they're playing against all people who are their age, unless they're like first year. So no matter what, I would expect Justin Carbonneau to, after this year, 2 options. Because I did think Sam brought up that potentially, she said that they already signed it. I would imagine he signs his entry-level contract after this year and he goes to Springfield. And I would not be surprised if you don't see him play any games for the Blues next year. Mainly because, 1, our forward depth is already very impressive. And 2, he's going to have to learn how to play against people older than him, all he's done so far is absolutely dominate against people his age. But he's still struggling to, or he'll have to learn how to play against those older people. I love this one. Blast from the past. Oh, nope. Sorry. This one. Never forget Ty Ratty, 57 goals in the W and the taken in the first round.
What a dog.
Classic Ty Ratty.
Legend.
See? Definitely not excited about him, but not gonna over exaggerate about
All right.
him.
Yep. So still, but yeah, definitely kind of like Luke said, definitely be excited about a guy that we got at the 19th pick that I don't think was supposed to be there at 19. So yeah, I should probably at this point tell you about places you guys can buy things, because that's what podcasts are for. They're not for entertainment. They're just for you listen to this so you can figure out where to buy things at. So you should definitely go buy some scooters, because coffee is king. Scoot on around to our drive-thrus on Highway 143 and Rockstar Way in Highland, Vandalia Street, or Indiana Avenue in Collinsville, or any of the other 30 locations in the greater St. Louis area. That is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast scooters coffee. What did Maria say? Luke, Mom won't let you out of the basement if you can't be a happy boy. Positive. We need positiveness.
I don't think they have their ears turned on.
Positiveness.
Do I have to
That's
repeat
okay.
myself again, Maria?
At school, I turn my listening ears off sometimes, so it's okay. Hughes Custom Design. They are a family-owned and run small business that is operated out of Maryville, Illinois. They specialize in laser cut, hand-painted signs, and they have options that are typically ready upon request, and they can complete almost any request for custom jobs. So check out Hughes Custom Design on Facebook. They will be supplying us at our watch party with some awesome St. Louis Blues logos of the Blue Note, as well as keychains. They're doing keychains now. So I will have, honestly, if you show up to our watch party on April 11th at Hat Tricks, you will at least get a free keychain and at least get a 50% off Scooters gift card. So that's worth the trip already. And then check out Imprint Labs. Luke, you are Imprint Labs. So why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, we do sublimated signs like the one you can partially see in the back. We do laser engraving, screen printing, embroidery, sublimation on cups, laser engraving on cups like koozie cups, metal koozies that if you've ever been to a Blues Fan Forum podcast, they have been there. So we don't know what items yet, but we'll have some metal prints, some hats, not this hat, but a Blues Fan Forum hat. So yeah, you can check us out on Facebook, like you said.
Facebook for Imprint Labs. And then, yeah, come hang out with me, Dakota. I imagine Luke will be there April 11th, Blues versus Blackhawks, 4 p.m. We will be at Hat Tricks Irish Pub in O'Fallon, Missouri. So coming out, I might even get there at like 2. I don't even know. It's a Saturday. I got nothing to do. I'll pack my stuff up and then I'll be like, I'm going to head that way because I'm bored. So who knows? All right. Let's see. Hold on. Luke's still getting made fun of. I love this. This is hilarious. Greg says, is he actually trying to leave the basement though? And honestly, I don't think he is. I think he's got it made. You got to keep in mind, Greg, he's the baby of the family. And so he gets free rent. All of his lunch is made. It's a pretty nice deal.
I'm not 30.
Pretty nice gig.
22.
Yeah, he's only 22. So 22, starting his own Imprint Labs business. Look at him. So that's why there it is. Here it is. This is the spin. This is how we spin shit because we're smart. Guys, help Luke get out of the basement.
Yeah.
Purchase things from Imprint Labs.
Can you help me, Greg, please?
All right. Earlier this episode, we touched on Holloway's overtime goal, and then we touched on his goal and assist in the Toronto game. And I wanted to bring up Holloway as the person who is the one. the one that
need a
needs
change right now.
the one that needs signed. That's the guy that the Blues have not signed yet. He is going to be a pending restricted free agent. So I wanted you guys to think about, what do you guys think Holloway's contract looks like? You have the dominating play of right now, but you also have the injury history of this year and last year. So Luke, you want to try and tackle this one first on what a future contract for Dylan Holloway looks like?
Yeah, I'd probably just keep it what we pretty much give everybody, 8x8. I think that's what Broberg, Thomas, Cairo seems like the normal contract. I'm not really too worried about his injury history. I mean, he's been dominant. They brought him back too fast for that ankle injury, it seems like. And then he's on a 100-point pace ever since he has became healthy. And then his hip injury was a freak accident. I'm not going to take away anything just because of the 3 injuries. I mean, he's been the Blues' best player since last year.
All right, Dakota, before you answer, Luke, Maria asks if you are taking orders that day if we see your items, which I'm assuming you'll have business cards. So
yeah, I'll have business cards that we can talk about and I can hand you, and then you can talk about what you want.
Yep. So if you want like Blues Fan Forum merch, we'll have that there. Probably just as giveaways, not necessarily as anything there. But as far as anything custom that you want, yeah, you'll be able to get a hold of Luke for that. Yeah, Dakota, go ahead. With the
I like where Luke's head's at, because I think it kind of frees Steiner up and not having to do too many big time decisions too quick. He has played absolutely out of his mind since he came back. He's just kind of taken this offense up by storm. I think him and Thomas, I think that line together is just an absolute unit. I think it's Thomas, Holloway, and Snuggie. But yeah, I think 8x8. I would be curious to see if you'd be okay with 6.
6 over 8, like 8 years.
Yeah, 6 years.
Okay. Oh, 6 years, 8 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I do think that you could probably pencil him in as a guy that's going to get you at least 80 points. Knowing what we know now and seeing what he's done this year to end the year, a full season under your belt, I think 80 points is achievable.
I think that first line that we have right now can be the best line in hockey. That's pretty bold,
a huge fucking take.
One of the best lines, probably not the best. But,
yeah.
I mean, if Holloway gets 80 points, if Holloway gets 80 points, Thomas is gonna have 100. So if he gets that,
I can see him going 30 goals. Holloway should be a 30-goal scorer. Snuggie, I would say at least 25. Thomas with at least 60 to 70 assists.
One of the best lines, not the best line.
I think Thomas has to change his mindset. Like, if you got guys on your left and your right, like Holloway and Snuggie, you just got to set a better example. And this is not the captain talk like that. We can say that for another day, but you just got to show these guys what it is to be an NHL player. And sometimes the passes aren't going to connect, and sometimes the goals aren't going to go. But you got to pick up your pants and put your big boy pants on and keep going. You can't show the next, what will be, the next Robert Thomas. That's how we act in the NHL. You got to step it up.
So I'm with you guys. I think the Blues are doing what Pittsburgh did with Sidney Crosby. And I'm not trying to compare Sidney Crosby and Robert Thomas because they are not the same person. But the Sidney Crosby took a kind of a team-friendly deal. And then if you notice, after that, all of Pittsburgh's deals were less than what Sidney Crosby took. Because they're like, well, we can't pay you more than what Sidney Crosby's getting paid. And that's kind of what has worked well for the Blues. Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou each took 8 by 8.125. And then we re-signed Buchnevich to 5 years, $8 million, less than Robert Thomas. Then we re-signed Broberg, 6 by $8 million, less than Robert Thomas. So I think you can try at this point to get Holloway under that. And I kind of agreed, Dakota, with the 6 years. That's what you just re-signed Broberg for. So since we're kind of packaging Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou, why not package Holloway and Broberg and give them that 6 years at $8 million? I also like the idea that Roger brought up, not necessarily for the Blues, but I think this is a good idea for Dylan Holloway. You bet on yourself at 4 something for 2 years. And if those 2 years go well, you're not at $8 million a year anymore. You're at probably $10 million with the rising cap. And then at that point, Thomas's and Kyrou's contract are kind of on the downhill. And that strategy of, well, we can't pay you more than Thomas is harder to go with. And Holloway, you could say, well, Thomas is on the downhill. I'm your guy now, so I should be the highest paid. And then he can get up to 10 mil. So I think if he signs now, we're more kind of like you guys said, either 8x8 or 6x8. But if he goes for that short term, I do think that's maybe betting on yourself best case, like Roger brought up.
Sorry, I was looking up how old he was.
Dylan Holloway, I think he's 23.
24. Well, the only thing I think about, I don't know if he would. I just feel like he has an attachment to St. Louis for what Doug did for the offer sheets. But I don't know. Guess we'll see. I don't know where I was going with that. So we're going to leave it in the past.
So assume, I'm not 100% correct, but I think if he does a 2-year deal, by the end of that, he would be a unrestricted free agent. Would be my guess. Oh, wait. No, he would not be. All right. So he would need to sign a 3-year deal. If he's going bridge contract, he's going to want to, if we're going to go with kind of, I still haven't pulled up, but if we're going to go with Roger, he's going to need a 3-year contract because he wouldn't want to do a bridge deal and then end as an RFA. So it would have to be, maybe because it's 3 years, it's going to have to be closer to 5 or closer to 6 to get that 3rd year. But that's what a bridge deal would look like. So yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see. Roger brings up Robert Thomas and is looking up at the rafters when he misses a shot. Has always done that, and it's not the right example to send to the younger guys, which I think is why I think Dakota's on this train, and maybe even Luke, of Jake Neighbors being the next captain of the St. Louis Blues. At this, when people say not Robert Thomas, like, this is the reason why.
I could honestly say, and don't quote me on this, but it's just because I think he has a lot to offer, and I think he is more of a locker room guy right now, more than Thomas is. But I wouldn't hate maybe a Dylan Holloway.
I was actually going to say something. I was going to say if Dylan Holloway was on this team like 2 years prior, I think I would have had him as a captain for sure. I mean, his work ever since he's got here, his work ethic has been the top of the list. Hey, Zach. But yes, I was gonna mention that before you did.
I don't know what the fuck is happening back there, but yeah, Dylan Holloway.
Dude, one of my dogs. Well, so I have my 2 golden doodles, but Zach has a golden doodle as well, and they're all in this room because I'm here and Zach's playing dirt track racing. And one of them is just, I thought, shitting in the room. That's how bad it smelled. I was like, Zach, you got to take him outside. Like, they got to go. So yeah, that's what was going on. All right. Last topic of the day. And this pains me to say, but let's we talked about the Blues playoff chances earlier and the fact that they can only lose 1 more game, and we still have 2 games against Colorado. And even a couple other games against some good teams. But we also play some bad teams, and the Blues are really good at losing to bad teams. So realistically, a playoff spot is hard to pick. So if the Blues do not make the Stanley Cup playoffs this year, in true Blues fan forum fashion, we have been hopping on the bandwagon of somebody else who whose bandwagon should we hop on? In the past, it's been the Florida Panthers, and the 2 years that the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup, we were on their bandwagon. Actually, didn't they won last year? So we weren't on their bandwagon last year because we actually made the playoffs, so we were on our own bandwagon. But last year, 2 years ago, we were on their bandwagon. So it can't be Florida because Florida's not going to make the playoffs. So who should we?
It is Florida, actually. It's
What?
the other Florida team.
You want to hop on Tampa Bay? I did not have Tampa Bay written down.
I'm hopping on both the Atlantic. Hopping on Tampa Bay is like my top. It was my dark horse.
Don't come at me, Blues fan forum. Don't come at me. But if you've been a long-time listener, you know what I'm about to pull out of my ass. I am rooting for Vegas, or it's most likely going to be Dallas throughout the whole time. So I know it's a Western Conference Central Division foe, but hey, the Blues aren't in it. I'm going to be wearing green. Go Stars, go.
Go Stars, go, he says.
All right, now that Dakota's out of here, we can get on with the podcast. I don't know if I can have that on my show here.
That's some good shit. That's some good shit.
Oh fuck! Kelsey says bang from the red dot.
Hey, hold on. Where's the dot? The dot's not there.
I know. I noticed that. All right. I will say I have this written down, and I don't know if I can even show you this. I don't even know if it would work. But the first team I wrote down is the team that is most mentioned in the comments right now, and that is Buffalo. Buffalo. I kind of think I want to jump on the Buffalo Sabres bandwagon because that is the bandwagon of bandwagons as far as the playoffs. Plus, it's an Eastern Conference team, and there is very minimal ties to St. Louis as far as being Tage Thompson. But that's kind of the thought process on when I picked Florida was it's an Eastern Conference team, so I wasn't rooting for like a Central Division team to win. Plus, I kind of like Eastern Conference because then the games are earlier. just being selfish. And then it had St. Louis ties with Tkachuk and Mikkola. So again, the St. Louis ties for Buffalo isn't all great there, but yeah, I was kind of leaning Buffalo. Dallas or Dakota brought up Dallas. He also Vegas was your other one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Dallas or Vegas. Luke, who
Tampa.
is yours? You're on Tampa?
I'm on Tampa as like my cream of the crop, but I'm also on Buffalo. I just don't think they'll win it. Being out of the playoffs for 15 years and then finally making it. It'll be a fun run, but I think they will fall short.
Right.
Eventually.
We do also want to, if we're trying to think of longevity of the podcast, pick a team that's at least going to win a round or two. So it doesn't just end. Because once I pick one team, once that team loses, I'm not going to jump onto another team. We'll just kind of stick with that. Other thoughts I had are, if the Blues are not wild card 2, then whoever ends up being wild card 2, just because we want Colorado to lose. So their pick is better. But that one's a hard one because could be a Central Division team, which I would still be fine because, again, fuck Stan Kroenke. But that's also unlikely that whoever the wild card 2 is that wins that series. So it could be just a one round and out. It could be 4 games and out. And who knows who they play, but Colorado could sweep that team.
I don't think
what I'm really wanting
the Kings.
What I'm really wanting is Colorado to steamroll until they get to Dallas, and Dallas just fucking dog walks them. I wouldn't that would just be so fucking it would be the best hockey to watch because those teams are obviously 1 and 2 right now in the Central. But just to watch, Colorado's hopes fizzle away because again, fuck Stan Kroenke. That will never not be a thing at the Blues Fan Forum podcast. So
correct. I don't even know. God, what was it? The Saint Lunatics podcast with John and God, I can't think of the other guy's name. But they ended their podcast every day. They would talk about Blues, Cardinals, Battlehawks, and City, and they ended their podcast every episode. They ended it with "Fuck Stan Kroenke." I love that. So my options were Buffalo, whoever the wild card 2 ends up being. I also like, because somebody brought it up here. Greg brought it up. I thought about Utah. Utah got the Bill Armstrong connection. It's got Clayton Keller, just kind of another underdog team that it's kind of their time to shine. So they're kind of the Buffalo of the West, just not as good as Buffalo has been.
I'm a big Wild guy. I know they're in the Central, but
did you say you're a big Wild guy?
Yeah, those are my top 3.
Your top 3 are Tampa, and then Wild, or Tampa and then Utah?
No, Buffalo, Tampa, Buffalo, Minnesota.
Tampa, Buffalo.
But I'm
Minnesota.
sticking with Tampa.
Okay, love that. Watching McKinnon cry would be incredible. Yes, please. I would love to package a Brad Marchand, Nathan McKinnon crying. Like just picture, merge them together or something. So, all right. So I don't know if we made a decision here. Dakota's on Dallas, and I'm sorry, this is my podcast. I'm axing that. You can still. Oh, I don't even know if I want to say that. I almost was going to say.
I will fucking wear those jerseys to this podcast. Mark my words.
Okay.
I'm going to take off for the playoffs. Hey, if you guys want to see Dakota on the Blues fan forum, just know I was booted from the podcast.
Luke might be in the market for a new co-host. All right. Well, we got time. We opened the conversation. We got Buffalo. We got whoever makes the wild card 2. We got Utah, and we got Dallas, and we got Tampa Bay. So we got 5 teams in the running here. Best case scenario is we don't even have to deal with it. Blues win 8 of their next 9, and we make the playoffs, and we are the wild card 2. And so we get to smack Stan Kroenke, Nathan McKinnon, and the Colorado Avalanche. That would be best case. All right. Luke, anything else?
No.
Okay. Did you move your camera?
No, I just moved my chair.
Oh, it just looks more, I don't know. All right,
Dakota. Decorations.
Yeah, whatever. What the fuck is back there?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. It's not a Christmas tree. Dakota, anything else?
No, let's just hope for another Blues heater in the next coming weeks. So that way we don't have to pick bandwagons to jump on. We can just jump all over the Blues and wish for a Kroenke ass whooping in round 1.
That would be great. I might make logos for them. I might make logos for each of them and see. Maybe I'll share it out and see which one the paint fans should pick. I'll just make sure the Dallas one looks like shit. It'll be like brown colored. All right. Thank you everybody who was, made the podcast tonight. Roger, Kelsey, Sam, Mike, Greg, looking through the list, making sure I don't miss anyone. Maria, thank you guys all for all the comments. Helped us tonight. It was awesome. Check out Scooters. Check out Hughes Custom Design. Check out Imprint Labs, and then come hang out with us on April 11th for Blues versus Blackhawks. Actually, it's going to be a big game no matter what. Either the Blues need to win because we are still in this playoff race, or the Blues need to play a really good game, score 7 goals, but unfortunately let Chicago score 8, so that way we lose and we get a better draft pick. Whatever it is. I was kind of thinking of that too. Kelsey says, based on your background, she says, what god are you sacrificing to? Looks like some sort of shrine in the background. What is in that? Is there a box there?
Asians.
Asians. Oh.
Asian. We're gonna get canceled.
I don't know if they're Asian or I don't know. Chinese is that same shit.
What is that?
Can you see them?
Yes, unfortunately.
Do
Hold on,
you
wait.
take them out and play with them at night? Whoa.
That's weird. I don't like that. All right, go
This
away.
is Ursula.
Yeah.
just kidding.
what's the what's the scary movie about the doll? Annabelle.
yeah.
So all right. Luke, or no, did I? Yeah, go buy things. Imprint Labs, scooters, Hughes Custom Design.
Don't let your
Patrick's.
basement look like this.
So yes, check it out. All right, Luke, give me a big "Let's Go Blues" and we'll get out of here.
Let's go Blues.
All right, see you, everybody.